Tonight on Cronkite News, a visit to a nonprofit in Mexico with a goal to help families out of poverty.
Plus, we'll take you to the Phoenix City Hall, where the City Council is voting on a measure to preserve the city's historic neighborhoods.
And an update on rumors of Arizona State quarterback Sam Leavitt entering the transfer portal. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Emily Fox-Millian.
I'm Aiden Blank. Thanks for joining us.
Adelita Grijalva speaking out today about the Epstein bill that passed the Senate last night. She says community members pushed her to support the petition. Legislation moved swiftly through the House yesterday. All Arizona House members voted in favor. Only one representative was against the bill, Louisiana's Clay Higgins. The Senate then received the bill, where it was approved without a formal vote. It was a quick turnaround after President Donald Trump changed his stance on the bill Sunday night. Grijalva ran on signing the discharge petition.
I think it really does speak to the fact that the American people want to know who is implicated and what positions of power they hold. I heard from dozens of people saying, you need to stick to your guns, don't change your mind, sign that discharge petition. I'm glad I did.
As of the airing of this program, the bill has not yet been signed by President Trump, though he has said he intends to sign the document.
Meanwhile, former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers announces he will step down from the board of OpenAI. Summers was implicated in the Epstein emails released by the House Oversight Committee. The emails detailed a relationship between the two. His emails also included sexist remarks and an interest for romantic advice from Epstein.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy will speak in Scottsdale tomorrow alongside Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum. RFK Jr. will deliver a keynote speech at the Western Governors Association winter meeting. The Western Governors Association is a forum for lawmakers to discuss legislation. On the agenda, data centers, the farm funding bill, and expanding internet connection. It is unclear what RFK Jr. will discuss.
A proposed zoning change could reshape some of Phoenix's oldest neighborhoods in an effort to make homes more affordable and comply with state law. The Phoenix City Council is expected to vote on that measure later today. Cronkite News reporter Kira Seepy is outside City Hall and spoke to community members on both sides of the issue. Kira?
The City Council was supposed to vote on a zoning ordinance vote back on November 5th, but after hours of public comments, they postponed the meeting until today. Now council members have to decide what to do on this zoning change. Council members will vote today.
On these tree-lined streets in Phoenix's historic district, residents say their homes hold stories that go back nearly a century, and many worry those stories could change.
If we lose too much integrity with this historic district, then the district will lose its protection. Once the overlay goes away, then none of the houses are protected.
The Phoenix City Council is considering a zoning update that would allow duplexes and fourplexes in neighborhoods that were previously zoned for single-family homes. Supporters say the move will give Phoenix more housing options as affordability continues to slip out of reach for many families. But longtime residents say the changes could come at a cost.
Houses will be gobbled up. They will be bulldozed to the ground. In a year, we're going to have a completely different landscape. The historic districts will be decimated. History will be erased.
The city should not be held hostage by an overall small, NIMBY interest group which fails to acknowledge the real potential benefits while focusing on unrealistic threats to historic homes.
Attorney Robert Warnicki is vice president of the Phoenix Historic Neighborhood Coalition. He says he's seen what can happen when pressure on historic areas grows too fast.
And so people ended up moving out and selling their property or keeping their property and not putting any money to it.
But supporters argue duplexes are exactly what Phoenix needs, saying the housing shortage is pushing out young people and working families.
This comes down to fairness and opportunity. Every Arizonan deserves a chance to live in a safe, connected, and beautiful neighborhood, not just those who can afford the most expensive homes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
The state requires the city to update their zoning ordinance by January 1st. In today's meeting, we expect residents and advocates to keep fighting for more affordable housing while also preserving Arizona's historic neighborhoods. In Phoenix, Kira Seepy, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Kira. And pretty soon you might see another company offering driverless rideshare services on the road in Phoenix. Earlier this week, Tesla got the green light from ADOT to start offering autonomous rideshare services in Arizona. Tesla will be allowed to send their robo-taxis to Arizona streets as long as there is a human safety monitor present. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said the company aims to offer rideshare services in the Grand Canyon state by the end of the year.
A nonprofit organization launched a project in Agua Prieta, Sonora, Mexico to support low-income families. Cronkite News reporter Kennedy Humble explains the project's success and the ongoing assistance provided to these families.
This is where Rosario Garcia and her 6 children live. In 4 cardboard walls that her and her siblings handmade in a neighborhood in Agua Prieta, Sonora, Mexico. But she is hopeful. A new home is being built for her and her children to live in.
Somebody's got a load of candy here. This guy.
Around Thanksgiving in 1987, Gil Gillenwater was searching for a purpose.
We were going to eat too much turkey, drink too much beer, and watch football. Well, how many times can you do that when you know that a mere 4-hour drive from your home in Scottsdale, Arizona, there are people without the basic needs of the human condition?
After crossing into Mexico with his brother, Gillenwater discovered a reality he felt compelled to change.
And the poverty we saw was mind-bending to me.
Rancho Feliz has been around ever since and has built homes for multiple low-income families around the community.
¿Esta es su casa?
Olivia Escalante is one of the people whose life has been transformed by the program.
Yo estoy muy contenta porque fue una gran oportunidad para mí, para mi familia, para mis hijos.
Due to her receiving a house and having a steady income and education for her children, Escalante has no plans of immigrating into the United States.
Yo prefiero estar aquí y ya pues mi esposo ya tiene su trabajo aquí.
As illegal immigration and border issues continue in the United States, Gillenwater believes that there is a working solution.
You solve it by providing people the opportunity, not welfare, to live and raise their families with dignity in their home country of Mexico.
In order to be awarded a home and continue to live in it, families must submit an application and reach certain qualifications. People from all over Arizona come here to build and paint new futures for Mexican families. But it is more than that. It is about hope. With the support of donors and over 27,000 volunteers, Rancho Feliz is continuing to carry out its mission across the community.
It's really rewarding and all the families are thankful.
For Gillenwater, the work for the community is not over yet.
I may not solve the world's problem, but that little kid who's going to be able to get in school, I solved his problem, you know.
In Agua Prieta, Mexico, Kennedy Humble, Cronkite News.
Rancho Feliz says they've raised about $18 million since the organization started in 1987. They estimate they fund about 3,000 scholarships and build 1,000 homes annually.
Coming up next, the heavy rain we experienced in the fall meant an increase in the mosquito population in Phoenix.
Yeah, that's right, and it also means an increase in cases of West Nile virus.
The weather is telling you it's 118 today as a high. These mosquitoes are seeking out these microhabitats.
Coming up on Cronkite News, the steps researchers are taking to find and track infected mosquitoes.
We have a second round of rainfall making its way into the valleys. We head towards the weekend, rain lingering into Saturday and Sunday. We'll have the full forecast up ahead here on Cronkite News.
Welcome back. The Trump administration is currently trying to reach a new peace deal with Russia in an attempt to end the war in Ukraine. An official has said that discussions have been led by Steve Witkoff, a special envoy for the Trump administration. The negotiations have accelerated this week as Russia has signaled a renewed openness to a deal. Previous U.S. peace talks had focused on freezing Russian and Ukrainian troops along current battle lines. Europe and Ukraine backed the plans but failed to get support from Russia as Russian officials argued that they were not interested in a ceasefire.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has designated one of the nation's largest Muslim advocacy groups as a terrorist organization. Today, Abbott said that the Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR, has direct ties to Hamas, which the U.S. has designated as a terrorist group. He says the move will authorize the state attorney general to use the legal system to shut the group down in Texas. CAIR called Abbott's declaration defamatory and said Abbott has no authority to make such a designation. The governor's declaration also includes the group the Muslim Brotherhood.
The U.S. trade deficit fell by almost 24% in August as a result of President Trump's global tariffs, according to the Commerce Department.
Yeah, the data come from a report that was delayed for almost 2 months due to the government shutdown. Put simply, this means that the gap between what the U.S. buys from other countries and what it sells to other countries fell by $18.6 billion from July. Also, imports fell 5.1%, and that was from when American companies were stocking up on foreign products before Trump finalized worldwide tariffs.
And if you spent any time outside recently, you can probably fail to escape the mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's right, Emily. Recent rains have been driving up the population, and with more mosquitoes comes more health risks. Cronkite News reporter Charlie Vicario spoke with researchers who are trying to control the insect surge. She joins us now in the newsroom. Charlie.
Yeah, during the hot summer, we didn't see as many mosquitoes, but this fall has definitely seen an increase, and mosquitoes are more than an annoying bug. Some can carry diseases like West Nile virus. Arizona Department of Health Services reported 64 cases of West Nile virus in 2025, and 55 of them in Maricopa County. Researchers are taking a closer look at possibly infected mosquitoes like these, because West Nile can lead to serious complications. Most people get symptoms 2 to 6 days after getting bit by an infected mosquito. Typically, symptoms include fever, headache, body ache, and rash, but it could lead to meningitis. ASU professor Kelsey Lieberger at the College of Integrative Sciences and Arts is researching the mosquitoes and tells me that they prefer wetter conditions but can still thrive in the heat.
Is telling you it's 118 today as a high. These mosquitoes are seeking out these microhabitats that are something like 10 degrees cooler. And so they're finding these little pockets within the area of this hot desert to still survive and thrive.
As long as there's standing water, mosquitoes will lay their eggs, even in small pockets of water like your flower pots. Experts say to fight their bites, wear clothing that covers your arms and legs. And if you're using bug spray, put it on after you've applied sunscreen. In the newsroom, Charlie Vicario, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, I don't know about you, Aiden, but I'm definitely noticing that humidity, and despite those mosquitoes, this rain is a nice change of pace.
Oh, absolutely, and it looks like we have more of it on the way. To tell us more, Edward Neiman joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with our forecast.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We've been tracking 2 systems that have been making their way through the valley, the second of which will extend rain chances into later on Sunday before setting up for a dry early part of the work week next week. Let's take a look at your evening planner first, though. Here in the 7 o'clock hour, right around that 60-degree mark at 58 degrees, clouds blanketing the valley skies, and then by 10 p.m. we'll cool down to 57 degrees, increasing at 42%. Looking at your high temperatures for tomorrow, right here in Phoenix, well below the average, 64 degrees. Down in Tucson, 59 is your high for Thursday, and then up in the high country, Flagstaff, 39 degrees, and then the Grand Canyon, 43 for your high on Thursday. Western edge of our state, still the warmest portion, 69 degrees in Yuma. Taking a look at the big picture, we've had a low pressure system that's made its way through the valley. Another one will be working its way in from off the Pacific, and that's what's going to increase our rain chances as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. These rain showers sticking around until Sunday afternoon. Rain spanning from the northern to southern portions of our state before eventually making its way out, setting up for a dry start to the work week next week. Here's a look at your 8-day forecast. 64 is your high for tomorrow. Rain chances low at 20%. But then as we work our way into the weekend, 63 is your high on Saturday, 40% chance of rain, low is 55. And then on Sunday, 65 your high, 20% chance of rain, 53 is your low. Temperatures eventually starting to warm up as clouds move their way out of the valley, setting up some warmer and drier conditions as temperatures start to work their way towards the average for this time of year at 75 degrees. That'll do it from the Cronkite Weather Center. I'm Edward Neiman.
Coming up next, it's the Cronkite Sports Report.
And a PGA Tour is bringing golfers together for a good cause.
With cancer, my family's passed with cancer, and with Myriad, what they're doing now with genetic testing is something that you can give back to your family, and just having a game plan going forward with your health.
Coming up on the Cronkite Sports Report, find out about how this PGA Tour star is advocating for early cancer screening. Nice.
Good job.
You meet so many new people who are on different communities, and when you do that, you're able to network not only, but also get to engage, talk to people, and make life friends.
I think that definitely surprised me, the community that I would find, because I wasn't really expecting it. I was
freedom.
Friendly. Nice. I'd say cozy.
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Nate Mills. We begin tonight with a top 5 matchup in college basketball. The number 4 ranked Arizona Wildcats travel to take on the number 3 ranked UConn Huskies. It's an early season tilt between the two programs with high expectations. The Wildcats enter undefeated with a couple of quality wins on their resume. They defeated the defending national champs, the Florida Gators, on their opening night before taking down the then 15-ranked UCLA. This game will provide yet another tough test for the Wildcats. And for the Huskies, they will look to keep their momentum going off a win against a top 10 program in BYU. Tip-off is at 5 p.m. local time with lots of excitement for sure to follow. And from a big matchup to controversy on the gridiron, as it was reported on Tuesday that quarterback Sam Leavitt would likely not return to Arizona State next season. This report was met with many different reactions, but one in particular stood out. Sam's brother Dalen, who is also his agent, posted a message on Instagram saying, quote, "He's still deciding on what he is doing. And with all the noise surrounding the team, many are worried of the mounting distraction." But head coach Kenny Dillingham has a much different focus this week.
Are you going to say anything about Sam Leavitt? I'm focused on Colorado and trying to play our best football game we could possibly play this Saturday. This team still has so much to play for. We're in the hunt. It's November, and we're playing meaningful football with 2 games left. All the adversity this team has faced, our games matter with 2 games left.
And the Sun Devils are hoping they get back one of its best players for their game against Colorado. After sitting out the last 4 weeks, star wide receiver Jordan Tyson returned to practice this week. Tyson's looking to return from a lower body injury suffered in the win against Texas Tech. Tyson was able to finish the game and help complete the upset, but was noticeably limping through the last quarter of the game. The Sun Devils have gone 2-1 in his absence, but with the team still having a chance at the Big 12 championship game, everyone is looking to see him have a good week of practice.
Yeah, he had a good day of practice. You know, it's his first day. We actually put him in, 11. I felt, tomorrow's a big day because we'll see how he feels after being in there a little bit. But I mean, he moved around pretty good today. Honestly, better than I expected. So now we got to see how his body responds to that.
PGA Tour pro and Netflix fan favorite Joel Damon is swinging into action, bringing golfers together for a cause much bigger than the game. Our Farah Bojalad stopped by his swing clinic to learn more about how the Scottsdale resident is teeing up for cancer research.
Extra gear on these guys.
I don't have a gear.
It's pretty incredible.
PGA Tour winner in Netflix series Full Swing fan favorite, Joel Damon partnered with Myriad Genetics and held a swing clinic to promote genetic cancer screening.
Through the game of golf and with my platform that I have, and with this new testing, I thought it was just a great idea for all of us.
Genetic cancer screening allows individuals to identify potential risks before cancer develops, giving them the opportunity to make informed medical choices.
Managing your cancer risk is kind of like playing a round of golf. You wouldn't play a course without knowing where your hazards are, where the sand traps are, the water, how fast are the greens, the weather, whatever that may be.
Damon himself is a cancer survivor, and members of his family have battled the same disease.
With cancer, my family's passed with cancer, and with Myriad, what they're doing now with genetic testing is something that you can give back to your family, and just having a game plan going forward with your health.
With Joel's mom passing away from pancreatic cancer, that's a rare cancer, so we know it's a red flag for an inherited cancer risk.
Attendees left the clinic inspired to work on their game and their health.
What I took away from Joel was to really just focus on being the best version of myself when it comes to golf and not try to be some other golfer.
After earning a devoted fan base from his appearance on Netflix's Full Swing, Damon looks back on the early days when he realized professional golf was his calling.
The professional golfer thing probably started for me when I was in college. Saw some of my friends go and get real jobs, and I didn't want a real job. So I was pretty good at golf, and I just kind of kept going from there, and no one's told me no yet.
For Damon, it's not just about fixing your swing on the course, but giving families a fighting chance away from the course. In Scottsdale, Farah Bojalad, Cronkite News.
All right, going from tee shots to jump shots. The Suns got back to their winning ways against the Portland Trail Blazers after seeing their 5-game win streak come to an end against the Atlanta Hawks. The team was looking to get back in the win column. After blowing a fourth-quarter lead against the Hawks, the Suns looked to avoid repeating history. After 3 quarters, the team once again had a double-digit lead, 100-82. However, this time they hung on and cruised to a victory, 127-110. And it wasn't just Devin Booker that contributed to the win, as the Suns had 6 different players score in the double figures. The Suns will now head home to face the Minnesota Timberwolves on Friday. That's it for tonight's Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Nate Mills, sending it back to Aiden and Emily at the desk.
Coming up next, a milestone has been reached in the NBA.
LeBron James now owns the record for longest NBA career. When we come back, we'll tell you about we'll take you to a trip back in time to find out what was popular the year he debuted.
You meet so many new people who are on different communities, and when you do that, you're able to network not only, but also get to engage, talk to people, and make life friends.
I think that definitely surprised me, the community that I would find, because I wasn't really expecting it. I was
freedom.
Friendly. Nice. I'd say cozy.
Cronkite can be creative.
Welcome back from the break. A military exercise at sea saw a torpedo send a decommissioned ship down to Davy Jones's locker.
And some cameras on board gave a terrifying first-person view of the moment of impact. Nobody was on the ship at the time, but some of the cameras placed on the vessel captured this moment when the ship was hit by a submarine's torpedo, literally lifting the vessel out of the water. The incredible POV videos come courtesy of NATO, which shared the footage. The torpedo strike was part of a military exercise between the Norwegian, Polish, and British Royal Navies. And NBA star LeBron James made his season debut last night. This is his 23rd season and breaks the league record for the longest NBA career.
Yeah, our producers took a trip back in time to October 2003 to see what was popular during the time of his debut. In October 2003, the top song in the U.S. was Baby Boy by Beyonce. The highest grossing movies were School of Rock and Scary Movie 3. And 2003 was when Jimmy Kimmel Live first premiered on ABC. Plus, The King's debut was almost a full year before the birth of his current teammate and son, Bronny James. That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Emily Fox-Millian.
I'm Aiden Blank. Thanks for joining us. And to see more top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.